Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Earphone Award 2021. Yes, finally I get to make this video. I've been wanting to make this for a long time, but I got extremely sick, so I missed my opportunity towards the end of the year. But better late than never. Now, this list, we're gonna go over a few IEMs that I feel like are the best in a certain category that I have came up with. And here are the rules. Rule number one, an IEM cannot win more than one category. And number two, all IEMs must have been released for sale in 2021. So it doesn't matter if it was announced in 2020, if it was released on sale in 2021, it qualifies for this list. And lastly, before we begin, this is the under $1,000 list. There will be an under $250 list as well, so stay tuned, subscribe, because that list is also packed full with amazing IEMs. So finally, on to the award show. Here are the categories that we're going to be covering today. We have Best Comfort, Best Bass, Best Vocals, Best from New Brand, Best Looks, Best Value, Most Resolving, Hall of Fame, and lastly, Must Own Award. Now, the Must Own Award is the only special category where I'll be picking from the winners in this video which ones are the must own. All right, with that super long introduction out of the way, let's start off with Best Comfort. Now, the IEMs that hands down has the best comfort released in 2021 is from Sennheiser, and that is the IE300. Now, if you look at any reviews online, you'll find that comfort comes at one of the main selling points of this IEM for many of the reviewers. It's small, it's light, you put it on and you can wear it for hours legitimately. You don't even feel it there after a while. It's so good to the point that I've used this for work on a daily basis for sometimes. I edit videos for a living, I'm on my computer all the time, and this was one of my go-to IEMs for working because it's just that comfortable. Now, the sound signature of this one is a very mainstream V-shaped IEM with emphasis on the bass, which means it's gonna work extremely well with majority of music out there, especially pop music, EDMs, rock and roll, metal. This IEM is gonna handle all of that very well. For a really fun mainstream IEM that has extreme comfort, this is one of the best of the year. Next category, we have Best Bass of 2021. The most memorable bass that I've ever listened to gotta be this one right here, the Kinera Nan Nan 2. There's something about the bass here that's so smooth. I call it buttery smooth bass. It's almost like a huge bass blanket just covering you, and it sounds so stunning. Any bass response on these from any song just melts me. It is that good. It is on the expensive side. It's borderlining that $1,000 mark, but for a true bass lover, man, the Nan Nan 2 is just special. Category number 12, Best Vocals, and this IEM, my God, it is one of my favorite of all time in 2021. It's one of the IEMs that I use alongside flagships IEM. That's how much I love this thing. And this thing is, of course, the DA Audio Oracle. If you've been a fan of this channel, you know this one. It has the most beautiful and natural tuning I've ever heard under the price of $1,000 for a long time, until one other IEM came out that we'll talk about that one later. But Oracle is just stunning. The vocals so soft and realistic. There's nothing harsh about this thing. The tuning is spot on for any kind of hi-fi listening. You listen to vocals, you listen to orchestras. When you want something pure and blissful, the Oracle does the job extremely well. It is one of the most well-tuned IEM for me personally. I love this thing super dearly. And if you love vocals like I do, this is easily one that you should have in your collection. Next, we have Best from New Brand, and this category I came up with simply because I want to highlight some newer players in the industry, and this one is from Kiwi Ears. This is the Orchestra. Now, this is a V-shaped IEM with a little bit of emphasis on both ends, actually, the bass and the treble, and it's done really well. The mids are not too recessed at all, so they don't feel unnatural in any way, while at the same time having the fun element while also being well extended in the treble. So it's basically a complete package of a V-shaped IEM, boosted up by great technical performance performance, details, and resolution as well. So yes, Kiwi Orchestra, one of the best all-rounder IEM out there. Anyone can find something to enjoy about this, and if you don't know what kind of taste you have, then this is also one of the safest purchase as well. Moving on, we have the best looking IEM of 2021, and I don't have this one on hand anymore, but it's Tangent Prism. I mean, just look at that construction. Look at that precision laser edge design. It is just a stunning piece of IEM, and it looks even prettier in hand. When you're looking at it up close, they look like gems. They are so well designed and well constructed. The sound on it is so-so for the price that it's asking, but the design is awesome. Next, we have best value, and easily this one slaps everything in its competitive range and slaps pretty much a lot of stuff above its competitive range as well. This one is the 7Hz Timeless. Let me just tell you this. It is $220, but it performs as well as something in the $500 to $700. Let that sink in for a second. This is $200, but it competes well with IEMs in the $5 to $7. Yeah, some of the biggest selling point of these IEMs are: one, it's a planar, and arguably the only good planar on the market, which also means it is the best planar IEMs on the market, and two, the technical performance of these IEMs are really good. It's super fast, speedy. You can play genres like metal, rock and roll, EDM, any busy music on the Timeless sounds completely amazing. For those of you who love really fun V-shaped IEM with emphasis on the bass, but you want high technical performance to go along with it at a budget price, the Timeless is simply unbeatable. I cannot imagine any IEMs under 300 that beats the Timeless. Yeah, none. Now we have the most resolving IEM of 2021, and that honor can go to no other IEMs but the Moondrop Variations. This was a love at first listen for me. There's so many good qualities about this IEM that I can list out that makes it just one of the best IEM, period. It has really good soundstage, really wide, super clean separation, great extension on both the low end and the high end. It is just one of the best tuned IEM on the market today. Love this thing a lot, and its technical performance is one of the best of the year. Easy winner in this category, Moondrop Variations. Now we're on to the big boy. This is the Hall of Fame category. This is my most favorite IEM release this year, period, and it lives actually now in my bag forever. I use it every single day. It is the DA Audio Monarch Mark II. $1,000 performs like something in the $2,000. It is a flagship IEM at half the price. The tuning is spot on. The cohesiveness is spot on. This thing is a tri-brid, which means it has multiple different driver types, dynamic drivers, BA drivers, and also EST drivers, but it sounds like a dynamic driver. It sounds like it has one driver. It's so cohesive, so smooth, the timbre so natural, and at the same time, the technical performance of this is top notch. It's even better than the Variation. Now you guys might be asking, why did I not put this in the most resolving? It's because it is so good that it deserves to be in the Hall of Fame section instead. And like I said, no IEM can win in two categories, right? So yes, Hall of Fame, best IEM release of this year. Like I said again, this thing lives in my bag every single day. I use this all the time. The DA Audio Monarch Mark II is just amazing. Wow, for $1,000, it's just simply breathtaking, to say the least. And last but not least, we have the must own category. Thank you guys so much, by the way, to make it all the way to the end of this video. I love you guys so much. Now the must own category, I'm gonna be picking from the winners of this video to tell you guys, if you were to only buy just one from the year, which one should you buy? And the winner for this year goes to, drum roll, two different IEMs. First one, the Moondrop Variations, and the second one, DA Audio Oracle. Yes, these two monstrous IEMs are just the best of the year in a lot of different categories. Number one, for value, these two comes in at $500, $520, $530, around that area. It's half the price of the Mark II, the DA Audio Monarch Mark II, which is my favorite, but performs around 85 to 90% of the DA Audio Monarch Mark II. Let that sink in. For the price of the Mark II, you can get both of these, and I do recommend you get both of these. If you have $1,000, they're different enough to own both, and they're both price leading in their own way. For more delicate music, vocals, orchestras, you want to listen to deep strings or jazz, I recommend the Oracle. It just sounds completely natural and beautiful. For more fun genres, pop, EDM, rock and roll, metal, I would turn your attention to the Variations. These two are just simply the best. If you were to own just one, you pick one from these two. If you have $1,000, I recommend you own both. The quality that you get for the price that you pay for these two IEMs are simply astonishing. They play extremely well with even some flagship level IEMs. And again, they're $500 something, which is just crazy how good they can make $500 IEMs nowadays. And these two are amongst the top of those heaps.